Uh, Hi there, everyone. I'm Soulserver17 here. Let me first, as usual, down this, I made the thumbnail, and that's it. Alright, so, this is an unpaid video, too. Anyways, so, how's everyone's day going? I tried to make this video last night. If you guys said in the comments your day was good or stuff, then great. That's good for you guys. So, anyways, let's just get into this. I saw that like button got up to 62 likes. I was thinking to myself, I had to get at least over, like, maybe 20 likes even to, like, continue, well, to actually make part 2. So, but there was also someone kept on spamming part 2 in the comments. I tried to make the what if. I legit just, like, while making the video, I don't know why, but for some reason, I just, like, I just fell asleep during it. I wasn't really tired, but then all of a sudden I just fell asleep. I don't know why. So, I decided to make this video, again, after I had to delete it. It was like 2 hours long, but it stopped anyways. Whatever. That's not besides the point. Let's just get into this. Alright. So, what's gonna happen in this part, I'm probably gonna cover all the way up to season 1. Yeah, like that's how freaking far we are. I already got to season 5. Oh, not season 5, I mean. I got to episode 5, basically. If I remember correctly, it's when Ozzy is being saved. So, yeah. So, anyways, as we all remembered, Rainier died to issei. With issei using 2 daggers. They have like a dragon shape to it. And in this case, something on my phone. Sorry, just messages. Anyways. So, in this case, we're going to have a little bit of things happening. You're going to find out, if you guys don't know, I want to give you guys a little bit like a twist and turns, like in this series. And, yeah, it's only going to be one ship. If you guys don't know who it is, I mean, I thought it would be obvious. But if you guys do, then I'm not making fun of anyone. I'm just saying I thought it would be kind of obvious. I said that don't forgive me on that one. Like. Anyways, I thought it'd be obvious. If it's not, then that's fine. That's fine. I mean, I don't know if it really would be, but eh. So, if it is, I need to try to work on better. How to make the ship in this. So, anyways, let's get this on the roll. So, yeah, this is what if issei was Sebastian's son. Oh yeah, by the way, I know in the comments someone tried to rate. Well, actually, it's not even there in the comment. It wasn't even shown, but someone said Sebastian. Yeah, Sebastian. I think I say Sebastian. In the title when I made but not in the thumbnail. Yes, I know. Like I said, the spelling was wrong, basically. So, yeah. But anyways, let's get on with this. So, yeah. Anyways, so where we left off is issei fell asleep. And we're going to the next day. After issei does his normal routine, after he wakes up, he goes downstairs and makes breakfast. To his surprise, Azia and Stella are already awake. He goes, "Mistress, you're awake. I'm sorry for my..." And Stella goes, No. We've been up for about we only got here like in 10 minutes, as Azia nods. He goes, I see. Then allow me to make the food for you both. And so he goes into the kitchen and starts preparing the meal. But meanwhile, while he is doing that, Stella and Ozzy are talking. Stella asks, "So, do you have any place to live?" She goes, "No, not really. She says she doesn't know anyone around, and she doesn't really can do anything, about it." Stella does feel bad, but she does know about the Grimmery family. Don't, treat their people right. Even though don't try using someone for power thing does concern, Stella, when, because it's Rias, she never would. But that's the thing. She doesn't know for sure. So, she says, "Well, I know someone who can help you. She's a friend of mine, you see. Her name is Rias Grimmery, And, well, I think she I think she'll be able to give you a place to stay if you want, or you can stay here. I mean, we're relatively close to the school, so she goes, "What, really?" She nods. She does say thank you, but then she does add, "Today is well a weekend." Well, I think so. And then Issei comes and goes, "Technically, it's for some reason, I don't know why. I think it's a holiday. Let me check." As he after he brings in the food and stuff, he goes to the calendar. He was like, "Nope, there's school," which still is like, "Oh man, uh, it's just gonna be more complicated." Then he goes, "I know," which still goes like, "Wait, you're?" I was, "Yeah, I know. I'm talking normally." It's a pain in the neck sometimes to like act different from what what your true personality is. Sometimes, she does, which Ozzy is like, what the, because I'm still a butler, Ozzy. It's just I need to speak with normal every once in a while. I hate acting like that, all like I know everything attitude. It's annoying sometimes. Which she just nods me like, oh, okay. So basically, though, all of a sudden there's a phone ring. The phone rings, which, well, Stella and Issei don't even understand why, but he goes up to the phone and he answers it. He goes like, "Hello there, this is the Vermilion residence. Who am I speaking to?" And which then the person says, "I'm the principal of such and such high school. Your daughter and Issei Hudo. Sorry, I'm so used to saying that. Issei Michelis do not have school today. School was canceled due to a pipe broke." And he goes, "What pipe?" He goes, "The water pipe for the, for sinks, bathrooms, etc., etc." He goes, I see. Thank you for letting us know. Good day." As he hangs up, he goes like, and then he goes back and Stella asks, "Who was that?" He goes, "The principal of our school. It turns out the water main, or the water pipe, broke. So, the school's, flooded and at the end repaired. So that means we have no school today," which Stella jumps for joy as Issei just chuckles. So what happens is, after they finish eating, Stella says she's gonna call Rios over here, and Issei nods. He said he'll prepare tea and snacks. In which, after while he's doing that, she calls her. Rios, does come over with Akano, and just to make it something happen, like she did say, bring Zenobia. And wait, not Zenobia. Wait, Zenobia's not there. Sorry, it's just I was seeing something with her in it in a video of High School DxD. Sorry, I watched up to season 2 at that part, so excuse me. Tsubaki and Sonia. Yeah. Yeah, okay. That's who I was thinking of. But Zenobia came to my mind. Anyways, so. Because they came, all 4 of them, which Stella does welcome them. So Rios goes, "So, what did you call us here for?" As Stella's basically leading them to the table as Issei just got everything prepared. And she did say that the student council president and vice president is going to be here. Which he nods. So he already got everything prepared ahead of time. He says, "Good evening, ladies. Please, have a seat." As, how it is. Everyone just sits down on the table, they talk and they chat. Sonia basically says, "It's been a while since we talked like this." Which, Stella does nod, and Rios does agree. And, Sonia just finally asks, "So who is he?" I mean, I know he's Issei Michelis, but really, how is he? Which Stella just says, "I think you should tell them." He's like, "Yes, mistress." And then basically he just kind of, you kind of does a little magical circle, as then it goes over his head and starts covering his body and such. Basically, it just like, you know how when magic circles come down, it's like the body passes right through it, or like, gets teleported through that way. But anyway, so that's how he changes his look, and then it changes right back. He goes, simple illusion magic, basically. And, well, simple. As his eyes glow red, and he was, I'm only a human, you thought, correct? Sonia, Tsubaki. Which, they kind of are in shock. Rias says that he's the Demon Zero, the one who refuses every contract. My question is, why is it that you accepted a contract with her? As Issa just chuckles and like, I'm sorry, Gremory, but what you want to give me just seemed like you wanted power. Power for something that I do not know, and I do not want to be controlled, so I refused. Which Sonia does look at Rias, and Rias does look away, and goes, so, I refuse your offer and accept Mistress Stella's offer because she allowed me to be free. She goes, huh? Both of them say, even Akano, I forgot Akano was there too, so Akano and Tsubaki, Sonia are confused as he explains, I can have everything in the world. Or I do, in fact, actually. That's to be debatable, but I can have everything. And yet, the only thing I desire is freedom. Not to be controlled or used. So, when Mistress Stella here offered me that, I simply said yes. And my contract is a true contract, is what I get in return. And yet, there is none, because I can't take anything away from her. She gave me freedom, and that is technically worth nothing to most demons. So there is no mark or symbol on her to represent that she is mine and I am hers, basically. Which they are generally confused, and he explains about the mark. I'm going based on, Back Butler series. I think I read on it more, but I haven't read it on it for a while, so yeah, don't judge me for this, but this is just how it works in this what if, alright? He says, my father had a master, you see. A master that has been long dead. Their contract was him protected him and getting revenge on the people who wronged him and hurt his family, you see. But in the end, that contract was still fulfilled. But protection was the most key. My father got his soul in return. A life for a life, you can say. So, that is what the return is for us demons. A human soul. In which they didn't really understand about the contracts. They only knew demons got stronger because of it. Or at least most demons. So, he says, it's simple enough. That's the quick explanation, at least. There's more details into it, but that'll take too long. And besides, our special guest is on our way here anyways. Allow me to retrieve her then, Mistress Stella. As issei walks away. Which, basically, what happens is that Rias just looks at her, looks at Stella and goes like, special guest? He goes, oh, yes, Stella says. We had someone living here for a little bit. Since, yesterday, and fallen angels came here and attacked us, which, Sonia, Tsubaki, Akano, and Rias are just shocked. Rias legit sounds like, are you okay? Did it hurt you? Are you... And, Stella just says, I'm fine, Rias. Issei took care of them already. I mean, you should have seen him. He basically ripped them to shreds. I mean, he only used 2 daggers, but he was very skilled with them. I wonder if he ever uses a sword. How much skill would he really have? Which Rios is kind of shocked. He was like, wait, how strong is he? He goes, oh, I say, if we compared him to the rankings of devils, I would say he's a near high tier devil. Which they're all shocked. He goes, but he grows in, strength. I don't think he works out very much. But who knows? There's something about him that's still bugging me. They do say what? He's like, there's, I don't know, this weird feeling that I get from him. And I, it's like I'm seeing someone else that I haven't seen in a long time. Maybe a year ago I haven't seen him. Which everyone gets silent and, Sonia says, Iki, right? And then she realizes and goes, he kind of reminds me of him. And the atmosphere does get gloomy until issei walks in and says, hello there, everyone. I've returned. Now, our guest here is Asia. She was being captive by a priest, but not a very good one that, the priest had a gun, you see. And how should I say this? Ended him? But, anyways. Fallen angels came over here and attacked us because of her. I do not understand nor care why they did. They've already been dealt with, so we would like for Rias Gremory to take her into a parage. And, parag, whatever. And, give her living quarters if you can. If not, then we'll be happy to have her here. Which, Rias is like, what? And he goes, she has a sacred gear, you see. What did you call it? She says, Twilight Healing. Issei. He goes, alright, Twilight Healing. Ability to heal probably devils, demons, and fallen angels, along with angels. So, is that a problem, Rias? Which Rias says no. And he goes, good. Now then, if you do not mind, I have some more work to do. As he bows, saying goodbye to them, as he leaves, basically, not they, he. So they talk about, they start talking about, Stella's talking to them about, Asia goes into, school and such, and since they don't really, they kind of already asked, so basically what they know from the main canon is, she told them and such, and what happened. So, Rias does agree again. She says she will take her into her parage, and make her wherever she was in her, into parage like in canon. But there's only two things that she needs from, Stella. She goes, yes. She goes, one, you and issei join the occult club, and not as some pawn pieces, just a part of the club. You don't have any friends here, and you're Asia's friend, so I think it'd be better off you join. Which Stella nods. And what's the second thing? She goes, we need some, help with something coming up that you don't know about. Or should I say, I do. Which Stella's shocked, and she asks what? And she explains about the marriage. With Razor, I call him Razor, but, Riser, and she was pissed off because she heard about him. So, what happens is this. She says they'll join the occult club, and don't worry. She has a feeling that he won't be much of a problem very soon. Where she smiles, and she's happy. So, what happens is, we're just gonna say, since it was they do have a couple of days off, and, the problem is this. They do get everything ready for Asia to return. Asia stays in the mansion. Stella's parents are okay with it. And, okay, I'm gonna be quiet, while watching him, pause it because my dog's barking, so hold on. Alright, sorry everyone. Yeah. So you're gonna hear my dad probably talking to my dog, but well, our dog, basically. So as I was saying, they have off for a couple of days. Azia got everything moved into the place. Stella's parents said okay. And Azia's got accepted into the school. So now where we're at is, well, basically since they've been home for a couple of days, he notices Stella. Well, they have a dojo and Stella goes there to train, and he follows. Well, not follows, but more like, yeah, actually he just follows her because he's doing his butler duty. So, in which, she does ask, "Why are you following me, Issei?" He's like, "Mistress, I am here to, how can I say this? See what you do in this, well, in the dojo, and well, maybe I can learn a thing or two." Which she does get, which she just stops and looks back at him with a smile on her face. She goes, "Really?" He goes, yes." And he's thinking, "What do I do? What did I say?" So she basically, drags him off. Asya basically hears, like, Issei screaming, like, "What the, like, what the hell?" Just normal screaming as, Asya runs over and sees the dojo. And, well, she's shocked by this. Issei is like, "Huh, this place is always tidy." But still, he does go to a windowsill, wipe his finger off. He goes like, "Still a little dusty. I'll come in here and clean this every so often." Which Stella just says, "Stop being a butler, for a couple minutes. Alright?" So, basically, she shows him around. Heck, even takes a kendo stick and, well, starts to practice her swordsmanship. And Issei does get interested in it, which Asya and, Stella can see. And then all of a sudden, Stella's father comes in. He goes, "Issei, I have a question to ask you." He goes, "Yes, Mr. Vermillion." "What is it?" He goes, "Well, you see, there's a sword in our household that is not a sacred gear or treasure to us, but it's more like it was something that I found a long time ago, and I have never been able to use it at all. So I would like for you to, well, try and see if you can wield it. If not, then we just let it collect dust until I find someone else. And, well, before you ever wonder, I have tried and asked multiple people, you see, and no one was able to do it. Was able to unsheath the sword." Which he was like, "Alright. You have my curiosity. I'll see if I can. Please lead away." As Mr. Vermillion does, Issei, Stella, and Azir are following. The only reason why I use Stella is following because, one, even she can pull out the sword, unsheath the sword basically, and Azir is just curious. So this sword, I don't have a look for it, but I'm just gonna tell you that I'm gonna find a look. But basically, when they get to the, well, kind of like warehouse, but it's like in the house, so I guess it's like basement. He basically pulls a blanket or tarp off of the sword, and what Issei sees is, well, the design of the sheath. Basically, it's all black, but it also has weird looking. It has like white. Well, actually, it's like white outline, both black in the middle and white also. It's like, well, like how much design is going into of this, and something Issa doesn't understand, but it's like it feels drawn. He feels drawn to it, and so this was an idea from someone. So he asked. Issa just asked, "What's the sword's name, Mr. Vermillion?" And he goes, "The sword's name is, hold on, let me just turn that down because I think you guys can't hear me, but anyways, let me just double check the name." Well, Mr. Villain says this, "Adural. The full name, Adural Flames of the West." I do not know how it got its name, but whatever I could find on it always says that the flames come and go, basically destroying everything in their path. Never anything standing, not even the grass or the trees, or even the ashes from it, will stand. No one knows what color the flames are then. And so, Issei decides, well, let's find out then, shall we? So, he tries to unsheath the blade, which, at first attempt, doesn't work. But, technically he's like still trying to unsheath it, even on it's still the first. But Issei, his determination, strong will, won't let him stop. But Mr. Vermilion says, Issei, that's enough. You can't. As all of a sudden, he kind of hears like the blade, unsheathing, which he shot. And I'm gonna have to look for the sword, how the look of the sword is, because I did not really get a design of it or how I thought it would look like. So I'm gonna look for it. All right. I couldn't find a good image, but the only thing I think would be good if it looked like Blue Exorcist, Rin Kumura sword. So imagine that, but instead of blue flames, when Issei unsheath the sword, all of a sudden there's black flames that emerge off of it, basically, in which everyone's shot by, and Issei's just interesting. I never expected this to happen. Was this a magical sword, or was this made by human hands? If so, then, I wonder how much power this has. What can I do with it? But as of now, as he basically sheaths the sword, he says that had to be tested another day. And before he even lets go, the sword just disappears from his hand and basically not red flames, and black flames, in which he's like, what the? Why did it? As what should I say? Stella's father is shot, and he goes, amazing. That's simply amazing, he say. I didn't think you were able to do it. Hell, I didn't even think you were able to even wield it. Which, Issei just looks at him and he goes, it does not matter. Come. We have work to do. And besides, do you have to run your company, Mr. Vermilion? Which is, yes. And basically they leave. Stella's kind of shocked. So she does, like, when they're leaving, she does grab onto Issei's jacket and she goes, Issei, can I show you how to wield a sword? Issei, smiles and says, of course, mistress. I'd love to learn from you. And, she does kind of blush and, they kind of just go on, to learn that day. For the next couple of days, at least. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna be right back. I thought I heard something. I know it's not my parents, but still. Thought I heard something. Hold on. Alright. So basically, it was nothing. But anyway, so basically, Issei's learning how to wield a sword, and Stella can just see that Issei is holding back. And this does tick her off, so she says, Issei, stop holding back on me. I'm skilled enough to, take any one of your hits. Come on. And he goes, mistress. She goes, no, Issei. You're not my butler. I'm not your master right now, or mistress. And he goes, Stella, you don't understand what's gonna happen if I even try to fight you seriously. She goes, what? What will happen? He just looks at her and says, you'll die in one hit. It doesn't matter if this sword is just a piece of wood. It may not break, but remember, I'm still a demon. A half-demon. I'm much more stronger than the regular old demons, basically, remember. She does nod. And she goes, I don't care, just come on. I mean, how strong can you be? He goes, all my life in my childhood, I basically never could play any sports because of my immense strength. Even if I control it, is still way too much. So she is curious, then wait, then how are you able to? He goes like, for some things, my body reacts and shows off my strength. It's like a unknown control, you know, I can't control it, it just does it automatically. I go more than I want to do no matter how much I try to control it. The reason why is I'm not taking this fight seriously. Or my body knows you're not a danger to me. So she does sigh, and then for some reason, Ethan can feel all this bloodlust pouring at him. And Stella's just looking at him, the sword's on fire, basically. She goes, "These are no ordinary kendo sticks, issei. I can basically use my magic with them. So, stop holding them back, and come at me." Which, Mr. Vermillion, Mrs. Vermillion, and Ozzy comes, run over to the, well, actually not come over to the kendo room, they're running over. As basically, Issei just sighs and goes like, "You asked for it." And what happens is, at a blinding speed, Stella couldn't even react as she just sees the kendo stick going down right, basically going right towards her shoulder. She doesn't even have enough time to react. So by the time they, Mr. Mrs. Stella, Mr. Vermillion, Mrs. Vermillion, and Ozzy gets there, they just see Issei stopping the blade right above her shoulder as Stella's trembling because what she saw was basically his eyes are red, like no hesitation. She saw him kill, but never, up close. So it does terrify her. As in, he stops. And what happens though, even though Issei was not gonna hit, she does, everyone, like, Azia does see, see basically Stella bleeding, so, on her shoulder. So she runs over and she uses her Twilight Healing. By the way, if you guys are wondering, during those time when they had off, because the school was being, fixed, because like I said, the water pipe broke, so they already made her, part of Rias's Parage. So yeah. Anyways, as Stella can't believe it, she goes, "But how? It's a," as basically Issa just says, any weapon, even just a practice sword, can kill you, Ozzy. Stella, remember that. As he just drops and walks out, Mr. Vermillion just says, "Do not blame yourself. She asked for it. Then she asked you to show her your strength, right?" Issa just stays silent and walks away. So, yeah. At this point in time, Issei's been more practicing, with the sword than doing his butler duties with Stella, but it's understandable. She thinks, she realized she could have died if, if he took her seriously enough. So, yeah, okay, so basically, we're gonna go to a part of the story where they're at the cult club, they got back to school. Issei is able to summon the sword in a black ball of flame, and then he just puts his hand into it, then the sword appears, So, what happens is this. The whole entire thing with Sonya and, Rias happens, and Akino and Sabaki, but the guy, hold on. Alright, so basically Genshiro is trying to hit on Azia, but as they say, intervenes, basically. He puts his hand right between them. He goes, "Sir, please, leave her alone. She's uncomfortable. Can you not see? Can you not see it?" As Genshiro's kind of like saying, "Hey, who are you? Blah, 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 yada, yada, yada." And Issa just looks at him, giving that the stare that Genshiro backs away. And he just says, "A pawn. That's all you are." I believe he's a pawn. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna double check. Yes, I was a pawn, but he's 4 pieces. So basically, Genshin was like, wait, how did you? He was like, it's easy to tell by the magic in you. You're only a pawn, 4 pieces. Azia, are you alright? Azia says, yes, thank you, Issei. He was like, not a problem. Anything for a friend. She does, says thank you again. Which then Tsubaki looks at Genshiro as he, kind of backs up a little more and go to their side. And Sonia says, I apologize for that, Issei. He goes, it's no problem, Sonia. It's not a problem at all. Do not worry. Anyways, so, because they kind of decided who would go to the, well, get the familiar. And, here says, how about a simple game? Dodgeball instead of, well, tennis, I believe. I'd be better off and more suitable with no one around because I do not want to hear all the boys in a school just, it's annoying. Which they kind of like, they nod. Which then Genshu was like, he was like, why? He was like, because, Issei says, I am a gentleman. I do not care for what you desire. And besides, I like to treat a person like a person. So scram on that one. And, he walks over back to Stella, as Stella just not shocked by it at all. She does smile, and she does say, also, I don't even think, you can even beat him, even though you're a pawn. Issei here has something that even no one can actually wield but him. Which Kenshiro's kind of like, what is it? And it's basically a black ball of fire appears in midair, and then he sticks his left hand into it. As then he just as then suddenly a sword appears. And he goes, here, unsheath it. As he just throws it to Genshiro tries, and he can't. So basically he takes it, unsheath it, they see the black flames, which everyone's shocked by. And he just points the sword while it still has fire on it. It's like, so, you want to talk big? Or do you want to get cut down a few sizes? Which Genshiro says, I'm cool. So he basically sheaths the blade, and then, well, so on. So basically the dodgeball, it goes exactly the same, but Stella does almost get hit, which Issei stops with his bare hand. And, well, the thing is, he doesn't have no gloves on, but still, it's still spinning his hand, he's just stopping it. As he goes, Stella, you fine? He just using his normal voice, and still looks at Issei, and she goes, Issei, thank you. He goes, no problem. And he goes, Sonia, watch out when you aim. As he just like lightly throws the ball, and it just passes right by Tsubaki. She couldn't even see it. Sonia barely catches it. Had to use magic to reinforce her body just to even catch it, and it does make her hands hurt. Even skin peeled off a little. As Issei looks at his hand and he notices that it's red only. He sighs about that, and he does apologize to her. And, well, he's about to wrap, Sonia's hand with, basically part of his shirt because he doesn't really have any more, but having bandages or a handkerchief on him, but Azia does heal her, so, yeah, alright, well, I gotta check to see what that text message was from. Alright, it wasn't really nothing, but anyway, so, as that all happened, they do go get their familiars. The same thing happens with basically the entire slime thing, but before anything can happen, Issei immediately gets rid of it and destroys it, which everyone, said thank you, and all the clothes were barely melted, nothing, not even, just little holes, that was it. But anyway, so Azia gets her familiar, and Stella kind of chuckles because she says she really never got hers, which Ria's just kind of shocked. She goes, there's a good reason why, and for Stella's familiar, I'm gonna say it is a well. It's a weird like little fox creature. You know, they don't. No one understands why, but it has like basically a red and white mark on the back. Coming up to her, and she goes, "Huh, hi there." She picks it up and it starts licking her cheek and such, and she says it tickles basically, which the guy says, that's a neat one. It's very rare to see any of them. Only certain. He just then shuts up and walks over to her. He goes like, "I will not tell anyone." And she's shocked and she says, "Thank you." But when Stella looks at Issei, are you? Has for some reason, Issei is just looking into the distance at something with fire coming towards him, as he just says, "So, a hellhound came." My father said that he could never get familiar, and it was impossible for one to even get one, a demon. Which which the guy says, "What? No, demon? No demon has ever been able to come here." Well, I mean, actually, there are a bunch, but no one's able to get familiar, as then they see an actual freaking hellhound. A puppy. And he says like, "I'm a cat person, but this is adorable." As the puppy runs over to him and just starts barking, but then wagging its tail. So basically, the hellhound it's like fur is on fire, and its head looks like the back. His fur is on fire a little bit. Have like a little bit of like fire on his paws, and just barking, jumping up, and he's like, he just picks up the hellhound and he's like, "You are adorable." And the hellhound just barks and licks his nose, and he looks at Stella saying, "Can I keep him?" She just says, "It's your familiar." He was like, "Yes." So he just lifts up the hellhound puppy. Says, I will give you a name. Hold on. Alright, so basically, the name that's gonna be given to this little hellhound is a move that that Sasuke and Tachi Uchiha can do, but here's the thing. I looked up the meaning of it, and I think it's pretty nice. I think that's just how you say it in English, but I was trying to look up the Japanese translation, or how to say Amaterasu, basically in Japanese, but I didn't. I just gonna call him, basically as Issei says, Amaterasu. How's that little guy? As the dog starts barking and wagging his tails, he's starting to carry the pup in his arms. And just looking at Issei with the puppy in his arm, and just says, "Oh my god, why?" She just doesn't understand. Why is it so adorable to her? So, yeah. But anyways, so after that, we're kind of getting to this special scene. So basically, after getting their familiars and everything, they all leave. Azia saying she has to stay back and talk to Rios about some stuff. And yeah, so basically what happens is this. While they're walking, they're just chatting away, and not Sonya, but Stella never got a chance to apologize to Issei, and he says it's quite alright. "You don't have to apologize to me, mistress. I'm the one who hurt you, and I should be apologizing." And Stella says, "No, I'm the one who," before she even finished that phrase, Issei, pushes her out of the way, and just, basically his arm gets pierced by a light javelin. Actually, I was gonna say spear. As he goes, "Fallen angels?" Or, as when he looks up, he sees angels and devils. Not demons, devils. He's, "What the?" As basically, Stella goes, "Issei!" As she looks and she's like shaking, which Issei can see. He goes, "Only you'll find out, but these angel and devil are looking at Stella and just says, 'There's the abomination. We were looking for you for so long. We thought someone already killed you. As then, that's what the devil says, and he goes, please, Stallers, Staller, please, we need to end her life with mercy. Even if she was born this way, she never asked to, and she never asked for this life. Which the devil does says, yeah, you're right. Sorry, Alex. Alice. Sorry to you too, girl, but we don't want you around. As Issei gets up, removes the light, spear from his arm, and as he just tells, Stella to run. She goes, no, I'm not going to. He goes, you're shaken up, you're afraid. Mistress, I believe it's time for you to run. You are not suitable for battle. Which she knows he's right, so he goes, go. She goes, but how do I know you'll... As he takes off his gloves, hands them to her, and says, this is a proof I'll come back to you. I promise. Remember, I am your butler after all. I smiles. And so he says, now then. As both his dragon daggers appear in his hand, both his hands basically goes like, let me assist you with your problems, angel and devil. As the devil just goes, a demon. And basically the angel says, please give this demon a passage into heaven. Because, this one doesn't hate demons nor devils or such. It's just, and he doesn't, basically he kind of can see he eats a, soul and stuff, it's still human, so he's not being mean. So basically, as Stella runs into the nearest alleyway, running through there, she can hear basically issei and the angel and the devil screaming in battle, which, meanwhile, Sonia and Sabahi get this emergency alert that angel and devil are attacking an unknown person, two people, as they're kind of, calling Rias and Asia's there, and so basically they're kind of rushing to the scene. And when they get there, they see an angel and a devil dead, both killed with a blade that, with basically multiple slash marks, and one of their heads is cut off completely, as one of them just has a stab wound to the heart. But we go a little bit back in time with this, before they've seen this, as basically Issei's battling them. Basically a death match. He is basically getting multiple hits, and so are they. As basically the devil's thinking, how is this demon so strong? Demons are supposed to be weaker than devils, but how is he? As Issei just keeps on getting faster for some reason. He's basically fighting them head to head, as the angel throws a light spear into Issei's leg. He basically just ignores it and uses that spear to basically pierce the angel's, stomach with it, and then immediately slice off its head. And then when the demon says, "You bastard!" he lunges forward. Issei then switches the dagger around, back, to basically pierce the demon from the behind, without him looking. He basically pierces him right in the heart. He goes, "I will not let you harm my mistress." As he goes, "Well, she's probably dead about now." Which he goes, "Crap, there's more than one." The light spear already disappeared. He ripped out the dagger and just starts running into the alleyway. Which basically, we are going to this scene where, the scene where basically Rias gets there and they see the blood and everything. They also see the blood lead into the alleyway, which honestly I was just like, who could have done this? Which Rias doesn't even know. Akano just arrived along with Kanako and Kiba, and Sonia and Sabaki, are already there. They didn't call for backup because they never have enough people. So she goes, "I don't know Asia, but we'll find out who did this." And so Kiba says, "Look, a blood trail. We gotta follow it." Which, Rias says, "Right." As when they run, where they basically are hearing someone's hand, basically screaming us, basically, sorry, I'm trying to phrase it right. I'm trying to say it like, this. Thing goes, they hear someone says, "Get away from her!" Basically, but it's more of like a demonic voice saying that. Like, it's just like pure yelling. And now we have to go back a little bit, basically, while they were getting there, he says he's going for an alleyway. He gets to a crossing point. He doesn't know where Stella is until he hears her screaming. As he goes, "Stella!" He just runs as fast as he can. His legs are trying not to give out because of because basically he has multiple slash marks, pierced, his left arm is piercing yet still moving. He does have like one pierce from the devil, sword into his shoulder. His left leg, like I said, it had been pierced by the javelin. By another light spear. Even though he's a demon, like with devils, they do affect them, and because he's also half human, the effects are lessened to the point of where part of his body will be being numbed. It depends on how much damage he took. It depends on how much long he'll be numbed for. So basically, when he gets there to the dead end, he just sees 3 to 5. 3 3 angels, and 2 devils. As basically was the devil that has about to use his staff is stored into Stella, getting ready to. Looks back and goes like, "Oh." So the servant arrived just in time to see his master die. No offense to you, kid, but you're gonna be thankful that we did this. As when he's about to, he's getting to the motion of, killing Stella, she yells out Issei's name as Issei just, ran when he was seeing his, the guy's movement. He's just thinking, "Come on, move faster! Don't tell me that those holy weapons attack did a lot of damage on me. Crap! Come on!" He's seen the blades can near her. He's just thinking, I gotta bring everything out. All my strength. All my power, basically. He says, into one moment, in one burst. Everything. I just have to bring it all out. As, pretend he's saying that in his head, just yelling to himself, "Just move!" And then all of a sudden, a light appears on Issei's hand, and his hand gets covered. But here's the thing, yes, this is the boosted gear. But it's looking like, it's looking like a sleeve, going all the way up to his elbow. But the boost, and it has the crystal in the middle, it has the design of an actual gauntlet look, but it's way more, it's like a sleeve going to a glove form, and then, yeah. And then, everyone just hears, multiple boosts, basically. Multiple boosts as he gets fast, and this is when, in one swift motion, with his daggers. With his dagger, he says, what everyone heard, Rias, Kanako, Kiba, Azia, Sonia, Tsubaki, and Akano heard. And now we're at the scene where, Stella opens up her eyes and just sees not Rias, she just sees Issei just standing above her. Daggers disappear and he just falls to his knee and hugs her and goes like, "Are you alright? Are you okay? Is anything hurt?" Him just looks really worried while he's the one who's in bad condition. And she says, "No, are you okay?" As all of a sudden, a light appears out of nowhere, and yes, I am bringing this person in early, as basically a person comes out, and it's none other than, what Stella says, "Michael?" And he goes, "I saw what happened. I'm sorry I could not come here in time, but it was hard for me to get here as soon as possible." Which, Issei gets up, daggers appear in his hand again, and he goes, "I don't know why you angels are attacking Stella, but as he gets in the fighting stance, and yet his body is tired. He doesn't even notice the boosted gears on him. And it's just, he says, I won't let you ever kill her. I'll die before that. Which Michael says, I'm not here to kill her. In fact, I'm the one who helped her family come here. Please, we have to get you out of here as soon as possible. Your friends are arriving soon, and I don't think you want them to see you in this condition. Which what Michael says is, Issei just goes back to his knees, can't even stand, just alright, fine. I'm just tired. As, Stella catches Issei because he's passing out. As Michael does rush over and uses magic to teleport out there into the mansion of Stella, where Issei and Stella, Azia, live, and such. As she runs over, she calls for help for someone as Mrs. Vermilion comes, and she sees Issei badly wounded. And she sees Michael. She goes, Michael, what happened? As he says, no, we don't have enough time to explain yet. His life is in danger. As what happens is, though, they're using. Michael said he needs her help with this one. So basically, they use holy magic. Okay, before you say anything, Issei is still a human. Does not matter if he is a demon. He is still a human, and Michael is technically healing a human along with, Mrs. Vermilion, Stella's mom. Here's why I said that. You'll find out. So basically, after that, they heal the wounds and get rid of his movement being slower and such. But there are still some that have to be bandaged up, which they do bandage him up. And by the time, Rias, Akano, everyone in the group that I mentioned earlier gets there, they just hear basically crying, and which everyone just runs into where it's at, and they see Michael talking to Mr. and Mrs. Vermilion. In which they, Azia sees Issei badly wounded and such, and the boosted gear is still on. In his head, while he's sleeping, he sees flames. Hey, by you guys, if you're wondering, the Hellhound puppy is around. He's been, basically trained. And, he came into the picture that we're kind of going as he jumps onto the couch where Issei is, and just lays on his stomach, just whimpering, basically. As, basically, our Stella just says, it's okay, Atmas. I mean, they should have told him they had to come up with a better name than Atamarasu. Atamarasu. Man, I can say easier, but not. And I can say it before easier, not like this. Hold on. Okay, so basically they shortened the name to Amaterasu. So yeah. So she says that. And the dog barks, but still whining. So like we're saying back in Issei's head, he sees fire, and then all of a sudden, a dragon basically appears. In which Issei was like, what? Who are you? He goes, I am the Welsh dragon, Drake. You have awoken me with your spirit and determination to protect that girl. As such, I've commend you for awakening me and for my slumber. Now, Issei Phantom Hide. What is it that's your greatest desire? Because, why? Is this like some contract I'm making? He goes, no. Allow me to explain. So he explains about how the power of the Welsh dragon works. The stronger the desire, the stronger his power will be. As he goes, oh. As he can't really think of nothing. He only thought for that moment to protect Stella, so I guess he just says to protect her and make sure she's safe, I guess. I don't know for sure. As he says, that's quite alright. Any feeling will do. Rage, sadness. But it has to be a strong emotion for desire behind it. Remember this, Issei. And as such, I'll give you your gauntlet to change. As basically all of a sudden a glow happens, which everyone finally realized issei has a sacred gear. As basically it's the one before the whole entire the fight with Riser. So I call him Razor, but anyways, Riser basically. It's that before that fight. Like he gets like to be able to transfer different look, all that with the sacred gear. So yeah, but basically, yeah, everyone's shocked by issei having this. Stella just didn't even know even Michael didn't even notice. No one knew. It changes a form. It's a little bit more bulky, but way more looks like it's able to protect him. Hold on. Alright, sorry about that. But my dad called me. But, he didn't. But anyways. So, basically, everyone's seeing that. And, well, as now he was, now then he says, Phantom Hide, awakened! As then issei opens up his eyes, and it's like, he just like gets up really quick. Knows that, his, Amaterasu is flying, kinda. He catches his little puppy. Was like, Amaterasu, I'm sorry. It's Amaterasu box and just happy he's awake. Licks his face. He goes, thank God you're safe, little guy. And then everyone's looking at him, shocked. He was like, what's happening? Which then Stella's goes, your arm and hand. As basically he looks and, well, it looks like a gauntlet a little bit, but more like a sleeve one. Because what the? Drake. He thinks to himself. Which then Rhea says, You're the Red Dragon Emperor. He goes, my father did mention about that. He goes, so, I'm the Red Dragon, huh? This is overwhelming. But he says, besides the point, as he transforms, he goes, basically he has this little dog, on his lap now. It was like, Stella, why were they after you? Both devil and angel. Which, they asked, wait, who killed those two and, well, 3 others in the alleyway and such. Well, those 5 others in the alleyway. As issei says, of course I did. Michael, you have a problem with that, sir? He goes, no, not at all, issei. You did the right thing. And he looks at Mr. and Mrs. Vermillion and Stella and goes, he is protecting your daughter. The least, you should do is tell him the truth. As, well, he goes, so there was more to the story you told me before. I see. Alright. I'm all ears. So, they sigh and says, alright, Stella, show them. She does nod and, she basically, her little fox friend is there. He came out, came up to her, and she just, tells her to stay there. As basically, she basically, like with Rias summons her rings, it happened, she does exactly the same thing. But imagine, it's like Akano's wing, but black. And basically he goes, you're a devil and an angel? She does nod. He goes, wait, I sense only devil magic from your father, but no magic from. As then Michael unseals her magic for just a brief moment, and issei can felt angel magic within her, light magic basically, and then it stops, and he goes like, so this is why you needed someone there, and why my father suggested me. Truly. Alright, enough with the butler. Enough with the other voice. Time to be serious. And Stella's looking upset, which issei notices. He puts his dog, on the, couch. Tells her to tell Amaterasu to stay. As he gets up, which Stella says, issei, basically tries to put him down, basically sit back down. He goes, no. He basically standing up right in front of, Stella. He goes, why you didn't tell me? She doesn't want to say enough. He goes, I may be your butler, but I'm also your friend, right? I didn't just take this job because of the whole entire contract, deal thing. Being free? Yeah, I did do that, free will and stuff. But I also took it because that means in my free will, I'm able to make, well, a friend. Not just my master, or someone I serve. My friend. Which Stella just says underneath her breath, I was afraid. He goes, huh? She just says out loud, I was afraid that you may try to kill me. Because people say I'm an abomination. Which issei's wise, eyes open, widely basically. And he's just looking at her, she's trying hard not to cry. And he just says, why would I kill you? You have done nothing wrong to me. Just because you're different? You're born from an angel and devil. That's fine by me. But she, looks at Issei when he just smiles at her and goes, besides, I enjoy our time together, so I'm never gonna betray you, alright? Which Stella starts crying and, hugs him, saying thank you and all that. Cheesy moments, I know, but yeah. So, basically, he just looks at both Stella's parents and goes like, so, how you two met? Stella just told him bluntly, they met each other, she was a princess, human. Well, actually, she was a princess that was turned into an angel. And, well, met her and found out later on she was an angel. It was already too late. It was like, but you still were in love with her, right? He goes, yes. I see. Okay. So basically, he's still holding Stella, which, yeah, everyone's surprised. So, we're gonna skip to, well, Griffia coming in, like, a couple of days pass after that. They, Stella and Issei's relationship kind of got better. And, well, they are part of the cult club, just not, pawns or, chess pieces. So it's like, they do get there and, well, they got their early meeting and the whole entire Griffia thing has happened. So yeah, Issei has been training with his magic, well, trying to figure out what he can do with the gauntlet and such. So yes, that has been happening. That happened like normal, but the only difference is it's with Stella, not with Rias. Well, actually it is with Rias, but him and Stella train together in swordsmanship and, trying to help him with his boosted gear. And he does train normal, which his training is basically to Stella is insane, basically. More than 1,000 push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and a 30k run. She asks, do you do this every single day? He goes, every single day. He goes, when? He goes, after I wake up in the morning. He goes, wait, so you mean, I can do it every time during the day. So after we get back home, after I make your snack and such, and, take it, and I do have time to do my work, I do my schoolwork, then go for the run. So, yes. She's just shocked by it. And so then there's, the whole entire thing with Riser coming in. And I'm gonna say, but it's not there yet. We're not at that point yet. It's just like them getting back to school. It's like that time at the school. But I hope you guys all like this part. I will be making part 3. I'm gonna be continuing this up to probably part 6. What I mean by that is, I'm gonna make part, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then I'm gonna go back. Then I'm gonna go to my Naruto one, Goro, Reincarnation Naruto, Soul Leveling. I'm gonna try to finish up the Soul Leveling part of it because I'm gonna go into the other one where it's like the Fairy Online, whatever, or Elf Online, I forget. But that part where Kirito goes and saves Asuna. Sorry, asana. So yeah, I'm gonna end it like that, and then we're just gonna go into their asta ones. So hope you all have a nice day, night, wherever you are. Bye everyone.